Hi everyone, my name is Audrey and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to give you my October TBR.
Have these thoughts I can't get out of my head. I don't know. I just thought maybe if I write them down, they came out somehow. Making all the same mistakes that I made when I was 16. Never thought of making money's feeling more like a pipe dream. I take 2 steps forward and 1,000 back. I shouldn't take this long to get my life on track. Yeah, I swear this basement's gonna be the death of me. So I cry out with a hollow voice, and I fade into the background noise. Cold enough, is this what it feels like? To grow up not knowing how to do anything right. Had big dreams when I was 17, but I've tried and I just don't think I will ever figure out how to live life. How to live life. I remember what you said, Michael, don't quit your day job. Go to college with a loan that you're never gonna pay off. I'm running out of feelings and reasons to get up in the morning. I'm dreaming, but it all turns to nightmares, and I'm scared I might not wake up. Cold enough, is this what it feels like? To grow up not knowing how to do anything right. Had big dreams when I was 17, but I've tried and I just don't think I will ever figure out how to live life. How to live life. Ooh, oh, how to live life. Ooh, oh, so I put up my fists and I put up a fight, then I broke into tears, cause you know sometimes it can hurt so bad to be alive. No matter how hard I try, had so much to say but no one to call, so I poured my heart out to my full wide wall, screaming nobody cares at all. Cold and numb, is this what it feels like? To grow up not knowing how to do anything right. Cold enough, is this what it feels like? To grow up not knowing how to do anything right. Had big dreams when I was 17, but I've tried and I just don't think I will ever figure out how to live life. How to live life.
So, in September I had a huge TBR that I didn't manage to get through. And for October, you've guessed it, I'm going to roll over a lot of those books. I've been struggling in September. I still am a little bit, but I do want to get to these books. I know I put a lot of books on my TBRs, but I do want to get to them. I just have to deal with so much in my life that it's been hard, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Pretty much all of that stuff all together. I don't have a lot of battery left, so I'm going to try to make this as fast as possible. I won't be talking too much about like the plots and a synopsis, so I'll go through them very quickly so this video doesn't last like 50 minutes. And I've already talked about like most of the books on here anyways. So this month I'm going to try to read at least 2 books a week. So that's what I'm aiming for. So far, haven't done that. I read already 1 book in October, which was a book I was trying to finish for September that I didn't finish. It was almost finished, so it's going to count for October because I actually finished it in October, so that's kind of helping. But yeah, so for the Buzzwordathon this month, it's animals and creatures. So for this prompt, I have 2 books. The first one is The Mockingjay, which is book number 3 in the Hunger Games by Susan Collins, or The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is the prequel, book number 4, but it's the prequel to the Hunger Games trilogy. And obviously I haven't reread Catching Fire so far, so I'm going to have to reread this one in order to get to these. I've already read the prequel is the only one I haven't read yet, but I was doing a reread of the Hunger Games trilogy because I wanted to get to this one this month. But we'll see how far I can actually go through these books because it's like 3 huge books, but they do read pretty fast. I don't know for the prequel, but I know that the 2 other books, they do read pretty fast, so I'm not too worried about that. I don't have high expectations for the 4th book because I've heard like mixed things and reviews that point out certain things that I know I'll probably agree with, but we'll see. I might be surprised. I also want to get to last month's Buzzwordathon books that I didn't get to at all in September. So the first one was The Darkening by Sunya Mara, which is a book I got from Fairy Loot. And then I had Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, which I haven't watched the series yet, but I was really interested in it. I don't have much expectations for this one either. I've heard mixed things about this trilogy. I really loved Six of Crows, but that's what I keep hearing, that Six of Crows was actually really good, but Shadow and Bones was meh. So we'll see what I think about it. I might be surprised here as well. Next, I have some e-arcs that I'm reading. So I have The Empress of Time by Kylie Lee Baker, which is the 2nd book of the duology. I didn't know that it was the 2nd book when I first requested it on NetGalley. I'm currently reading it. I did start it. I'm not very far into it, but I did start it this week. And I did have to read the 1st book because I hadn't read that one yet. I had to read the 1st one, which I was trying to finish for September, but I didn't have time to finish it. I finished it at the beginning of this month. And now going into the 2nd book. I am loving this duology. It's all about Reapers and Shinigamis and like death and how this character deals with being a Reaper and a Shinigami. And it talks about a lot of being like half of both and how do you deal with like always being seen as a foreigner from both sides. I really enjoyed that part. The journey was very interesting in the 1st book, and there was a lot of twists and turns in the 2nd book. So I'm really interesting to see like where it's going in the 2nd one, because things got so intense that it's hard to imagine like how farther can this go. But I really like our main character, and I really love the journey she was on. So yeah, really interested to finish this duology and give my review. Belated review, but I'm gonna give it anyway. So yeah, it just got published on October 4th, I believe. The next arc I have on this list is Black Forest by Laramie Dean. This was also, I requested this one because of the book cover, and I was looking for very creepy reads for October. So this is going to be perfect for this month. It's going to be published on November 1st. So I do want this review out before it gets published. So I don't make the same mistake as the Empress of Time. But I don't know much about it except that it follows a character that did a seance that went wrong, and now at university some people go missing, and there's ghosts involved and stuff like that. So that's pretty much all I know about it. I didn't see much good reviews. Like on Goodreads, it only has 19 reviews yet, and it's not like all that great or promising, but we'll see. Sometimes we do get surprised, and sometimes I do have unpopular opinions. So that doesn't mean I won't enjoy it, but I don't have like full high expectations as much as I did for the Keeper of Night, and the Empress of Time. But we'll see. Hopefully, we get those creepy vibes we want for Halloween. That's all I'm asking for. And the last arc I have for this month is Yesterworld by Rebecca Phelps. This is the second book of Downworld. I don't know if there's going to be any more books. I didn't know that Downworld was going to have a sequel. I thought it was going to be just a standalone. When I first read it, it was an arc I got like, I think last year. And then I got an email from the marketing team asking me if I wanted to read the second book since they saw my review for the first book, which is how I got back into arcs actually this year, because I stopped requesting arcs for a good time, almost a year. So without reading any arcs, because I just had so many books I wanted to read already that I didn't want to add the pressure of like having to review other books. And it's easy to get spiraled into the NetGalley spiral, so for lack of better words. So yeah, but then I requested Yesterworld and then requested a bunch of other books and got approved, surprisingly, but it's fine. So yeah, this one is about a girl. Well, Downworld was about a girl who found this door, and there's like an alternate universe, and a lot of people know about it, but it's kind of secret. No one talks about it. And she has her brother that disappeared a while ago, and she believes he's through that other world. But it kind of gets dangerous, because if you change things in that other world, it does change things in your actual world. So yeah, weird things happen. It's kind of dangerous. It was really interesting. It wasn't like the best book I've ever read. It is a Wattpad book, but I really did enjoy my read. So hopefully the second book will be as good. So the next book I have on my TBR are books that I am currently in the middle of, that I already started in that I want to finally finish. The first one is The Burning God by R.F. Kuang, the third book of the Popular trilogy. I've been reading this one for a while. I am loving it. I just haven't picked up this book for a while because of arcs and all that stuff that I really needed to read and finish before this one. But I do want to finish this one soon. Because it's good, because I want some closure with this trilogy and all that good stuff. So the other one that I'm currently reading is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, but I probably won't get to this one. I'm only 50 pages in, and I haven't picked it up in like a couple of months already, and I'm not sure I'm going to prioritize this one, but we never know. We'll see. It's a sci-fi found family, but I do kind of need to be in the mood to read this book. That's why I haven't read it much, and I have so many horror creepy books that I want to read for October that I'll prioritize over this one. but I do need to finish it before the end of the year. So the next book I am currently reading is a book for my secret TBR, which I have 3 books that I'm going to also talk about here. So I'm just going to say the author's name because I do want to get that secret TBR out soon. I only have like 3 books left before I edit those clips and publish that video. So the first book, I'm 46 pages in, and it's from Celeste Ng. That's all I'm going to say about it. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm really glad I finally got to this book. So I do want to finish that one. The other one I just got from my library, and I do need to finish it quickly because actually I got it like 2 weeks ago, and I have 1 week left to read it. So it's a Colleen Hoover book. I've never read a Colleen Hoover book before. I've heard really mixed things, that I've heard it was overhyped and that there was a lot of problematic stuff in her books. So we'll see. I'm just curious at this point. So like, we'll see how I enjoy it. I do think it's like an author that we see a lot. Is she overhyped? I don't know. I haven't read any of her books so far, so we'll see. It's going to be my first experience, and I do need to get to it fast before my loan is due because there's a lot of people waiting, and I've been waiting for like 3 months to have this copy. So yeah, I have to finish this fast. And the last book for that secret TBR is from an author no one knows. So I'm not going to say it, and the title is kind of going to give up the theme of the secret TBR. So it's a fiction, contemporary, and actually it's the book that actually got me the idea to do a whole secret TBR for that type of books, for that type of rep in books. And I've heard like someone review it and say that she's a booktuber. I'll link her channel somewhere below. But she did say she wasn't sure the rep was good. She thought it might be problematic. She wasn't sure because she was not on voice for that rep. And I did want to give it a try, and I did want to give her my own voice opinion on that. So there's that. It was actually a hard book to find. It was actually a book very hard to find. I don't know if it's out of print or just self-published, or I don't know, but it was hard to find anyways. And there's a lot of books with that title as well. So, and I've researched this author, and even if it's a ghostwriter or like a pen name or whatever, nothing shows up on Google. So it's a mystery. I don't know. Anyways, that's for my secret TBR, 3 books. I'm really excited to finish that one and get that uploaded. Next, I have some vibes for October. So the first book I want to read, the first 2 books I want to read for October, which is perfect for Halloween: The Diviners and Layer of Dreams by Liba Bray. This is book number 1. Book number 2, I've read book number 1 already last year, 2 years ago. So I want to reread this one in order to get to the second book. This one I haven't read yet. There's 4 books in the series. I do want to get to them. This one, I loved it so much. It's YA, but it's so creepy for a YA book. It was just so good. It's set in the 1920s, New York, paranormal activities with young people with powers, and it's really fun. I really loved it. It was very creepy. There's a song in here. In the first one, there's a song with this spirit that kills people, and it sings a song, and it's so creepy. I've heard the audiobook actually sings the song, and it's definitely creepy. I don't want to get into the audiobook, but I really enjoyed the book, so I'm really excited to get to the second one. The next book I want to read is House of Hollows by Crystal Sutherland. I've heard a lot of good things about this book. It's about two sisters who get lost, who disappear and then come back, and they come back kind of strange. And then years later, one of the two sisters go missing again, and the other sister is going to try to find out what happened. So a lot of mysteries involved. It sounds creepy. I've heard good reviews overall. So really excited to get into this one. And this one is quite short. I think it's under 300 pages. So yay for me for October. I need those short books. Then I have The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is about a girl who inherited from a rich man this big mansion and a lot of money, and the family doesn't understand why he gave all of his inheritance to this girl. So yeah, she has to go and live in this mansion and stuff, and it's kind of like a Knives Out situation. There's a lot of secrets in here and mysteries, and I'm thinking of mind games because the family are jealous that she's the one who inherited everything. We'll see. I've heard amazing things about this book, but I see on the blurb here, it says part The Westing Game, part We Were Liars, and that kind of scares me because I hated We Were Liars. I really hated it. I hope the connection is only because it's about rich people. Hopefully it stops there. We'll see. I'm really excited to get to this one. It's actually the first book of a trilogy, I believe. So yeah, I'm liking the vibes, and I wanted to read this one for October. I don't know why. I thought it was just perfect for October. So we'll see how I enjoy this one. It's not really creepy. I don't think it's a creepy book, but mystery is always fun in October as well. And last but not least, we have The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. I've been trying to read this book for so long, but this is about vampires in New Orleans in the 1800s. Vampires, what can you ask more in October? Perfect. I'll try. I really try. I will really try, but I'm not guaranteeing anything. We'll see. It is quite a chunk, 400 pages. So, I mean, it's not that big a book, but it's not a small one. But we'll see. I know that Princess really loves these books. So I'll try to get to them. So that's it for my October TBR, which is a lot, I know. I won't have time to get through all of that, but I really want to. We'll see how much I'll manage. Hopefully I can get like 2 books per week. That would be awesome. So far I read 1, finished 1, and hopefully I'm done with the next one. I have 2 more books I need to read really fast. So The Impressive Time and the Colleen Hoover book. Those ones I really need to read fast. So hopefully that will get me motivated. And if the beginning of my month is successful, hopefully it will continue on till the end of the month. So we'll see. If I did like make a list of priority books, the books I really want to, and like I have like priority number 1, number 2, 3, and 4. So like number 4s are like books. It's fine. Like I don't mind. I don't have time to get to them. And then number 1, I really need to get to them ASAP. And number 2s are like I really want to get to them. And then number 3, I hope that I will get to them, but I probably won't. So yeah, and if I want to get all through my number 1 and number 2 priority books, I'll need to read 121 books, 121 pages per day. So that's actually a doable goal. So we'll see. So far yesterday, I read like 20 pages, so I didn't get that one, but I'm still hopeful. So on that note, I don't have any batteries left, so I'm going to leave you at that. I am almost done anyways with my sprint. So let me know if you've read any of these books. I would love to know your opinions on them. If you want to place a bet how many books I'll read for October, go ahead. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. And I will see you soon in the next one.